this may be 12 bit, or there may be only 1 bit, right? And there will be so many M1, M2, this may be 8 bit, this may be 12 bit, something like that. But some logic will be there, the logic only will develop in our design, right? So after developing the logic, we check the syntax. Once it is confirmed that we are sending the file into this FPGA, bit file into this FPGA. So that FPGA will use the internal resources based on our design, based on the bit file, ultimately machine code, right? So suppose it takes one CLP here, one more CLP here, right? And one AND gate from here, one AND gate from here, and one LUT from here, something like that. The tool will optimize its design and take the resources to make internal wiring such a way to perform our required logic, so that this output will be generated with a sudden logical combination of these inputs, right? So tool will take care of it. But the question is, manually also we can do it. Suppose I don't want to use this AND gate, I want to use some other AND gate, and I don't want directly route this AND gate output into this one now. I would like to do something like this. You see, like this I would like to do. You got the idea now? So now what I am doing, I am not directly routing the output of this AND gate into this output. I am routing in between through so many wires, so many interconnects. It is called interconnects within the chip. Interconnects. Then finally I am connecting to this one. That means I am increasing the path length now. I'm increasing the path length in the sense I'm increasing the delay now. I'm introducing the manual delay inside the design now, right? Why do we need now? Why do we need now? How do we do it now? That is our question, right? Why do we need manual routing? That is the question now. Manual floor planning, right? This is called floor planning. Tool will do the optimum floor planning, but we are in need of sometimes manual floor planning also. Why do we do? How do we do? Right? That is the question now raised by this person now. Now look here. Suppose we need to understand two things now. One is a total delay. Total delay is equal to processing delay plus a propagation delay. Total delay is equal to processing delay plus propagation delay, because these two are very, very important now. These two are very, very important in the sense we should understand what are they, why are they there still, right? Look now, suppose this FPGA is there, right? This FPGA is there. We know that this is a ultra speed device. You can operate at 10 gigahertz or 10 Gbps rate. So 10 Gbps is a ultra speed now, 10 into 10 power 9, right? Pulses per second. Within a second, how many pulses we are pumping? 10 into 10 power 9, ultra speed, very high speed pulse is going inside. So you can perform the computation at that speed, at that rate, right? So if you execute one instruction per clock, you can execute 10 power 9, 10 into 10 power 9 instructions within a second. Ultra speed computation. So at the moment when it goes inside, your computation is done. Your output is ready there. Correct, no? So that much ultra speed, the computation is happening inside the FPGA now. Still, even though it is working at ultra speed, now look here, in the world, no action will happen at 0 second. Correct, no? You cannot claim or no action, right, will happen at the 0 second. For example, suppose I'm giving one pulse something like this. You assume now this is the pulse, right? If you look at this pulse, this is the logic 0, this is the logic 1. That means this is the ground, perfect ground, and this one means maybe 2.5 voltage DC, 0.5 voltage DC. Suppose this is your input pin A. I am taking this logical input from 0 to 1 in the sense I am switching from ground to the plus 5 voltage DC. Some sudden magnitude, maybe 5 voltage or 7 voltage or 1.3 voltage or 2.5 voltage. That means the voltage level goes from ground into some voltage, sudden magnitude, correct, no? But if you look this waveform, the voltage level goes from 0 to 1 or 0 to 2.5 voltage in no second, in 0 second, right, no? But is it possible? No such action is possible in real time. Correct? No action happened in the real time at 0 second. So taking the voltage level from ground to the +5 voltage, or changing the input from logic 0 to logic 1, and vice versa, logic 1 to logic 0 will never happen in 0 second. It will take some time. It will take some time. Correct? So therefore, practically, if you look this input changes, this will go something like this. Correct? Then it reaches its maximum value. When I bring it to 0, it will come something like this. So this is called a practical clock, practical pulse now. So there is a transition period. There is a transition period. There is also another transition period. So there is a transition period which requires some time to go from ground to 1. Hey, show me your face, the first person. Sushant. No DB business here. Good. Okay, so there is a transition time. The logic 0 to 1 will require some time, and 1 to 0 also will require some time. Correct? So all together it is called the clock time. But since the time is very low, we normally ignore it. Correct? This is one thing. You keep it in your mind. But like that we cannot. This is one. Correct? Second thing is, suppose I have here one AND gate. This is one AND gate. This is one AND gate. This is A. This is B. This is C. C equal to A into B. C equal to A into B. So I'm giving the input A here. I'm giving the input B here, and the output will be C here. Suppose at an instant of time, at a T0, I'm simultaneously changing the input from some value into some other value for A and B, right? At an instant of time. Listen me carefully. At a T0, I'm changing the input, or I'm giving the input to A and B. Immediately at the same T0, I cannot get the output. The output will not be available at the same instant of time, because the AND gate is nothing but it has two diodes inside. The equivalent circuit is inside there, right? NOT gate means it is not the device. It is the consist of some basic elements. Diodes are there, sometimes the transistors are there. So all are there. Each and every device will require some time for its internal processing. Correct? So the output will be available here at T1. So T1 minus T0 will take del T, but reducing the del T is the technology. But there is some time delay now. So that time is called a processing delay. So one AND gate requires some time, OR gate requires some time, NOT gate requires some time. Then when you go for connection of so many OR gates, then all together it requires some time. So each and every application requires some time for its internal processing. You understand now? So that is what we call the processing delay. As we increase the complexity of our design, or as we increase the resources required for your design, your processing delay also will linearly increase. Now. But AND gate requires some time, OR gate may require some other time, right? NOT gate requires lesser amount of time, flip-flop requires more amount of time, but all put together, based on the number of resources you are using, the processing delay will be decided. Correct? So now listen, suppose one AND gate may take only 1 nanosecond. This is 10 power minus 9 is the processing delay of the AND gate. It is fine. 10 nanosecond concern, it is fine. We can ignore it also. But in one application, I needed to connect the 10 power 9 NOT gates in cascade connection. Here one NOT gate, here one NOT gate, here one NOT gate. All together, there is the last NOT gate. Total number of NOT gates are 10 power 9. For example, you assume one case. Then your delay in between input and output will be in the order of 1 second, dear students. Correct? So 1 second is a very big delay. Nobody will procure your product if the delay is in the order of 1 second. Hey, some students are not there.
Yes, sir. It makes a delay. It's a good delay. This processing delay is quite larger than other one.
No, some students are not there or what? How do I see everybody? I have to reduce that screen size. No. Change layout. I'm doing like this. How do I go to next page? I mean, I am seeing only few students here. How do I go move to next page? Can I see the next page or what? Okay, fine. 29 students are there. It is fine. Okay. So look now, therefore, all together, this will provide 1 second delay, but 1 second delay is a very high delay. 1 second delay is very high delay. That means nobody will prefer your system if it is delay is in the order of a second now. That is the reason in VLSI technology, ULSI technology, and GLSI technology, how to reduce this processing time now. That means the time required to complete its internal operation. This is one thing. Second thing is, look now, I'm feeding the input here, right? I'm feeding the input here. I'm taking the output here. I'm taking the output here. It doesn't mean that immediately your resource is sitting at this point. Your AND gate, your NOT gate is not immediately sitting at the pin now. So the pin track is there inside, interconnected. It will go someplace, right? Here only your component starts. This is what we call the interconnects. Just 1 second. Gee, I'm in the lecture now. I will call you. So the internally that the input from the external input into the internal device, internal resource, there is a track, right? That is called input track or interconnected track. In the same way, output device into the output pin, there is another interconnected track now. So in idea is your signal should to propagate some distance, some path to reach the input. At the same time, that what we call the propagation time or propagation delay now. It is something like this. Suppose if you take your FPGA like this, right? Here is your device. So I'm giving the input at this point. This has to internally travel. Here it should reach this device first of all. Then the device will take some time, right? Here for its internal processing. Then the output will be generated. Then that output will reach here. So this what we call the propagation delay. This what we call the processing delay. Again, this is called the propagation delay. So all together, the total delay is equal to total propagation delay and total processing delay. Total propagation delay and total processing delay is your delay now, total delay now. Therefore, don't expect that even it is working in the ultra speed, the output will not be immediately available. It will be available after sudden picosecond or after sudden microsecond or after sudden nanosecond, but there is a delay now, right? There is a delay now, right? Now the problem starts for manual floor planning. What is that problem? Suppose I have, this is FPGA. I have now two sections. This is one section. This is another section, right? We will see overall concept. We will go in depth when we see the third module, correct? So now look here. This is the one AND gate. For example, you assume this is one AND gate. This AND gate output is here. I'm giving the input into this module. I'm giving the input into this module. This is A. This is B. C is the output now. Now look here. This is section 1. This is section 2. This is the AND gate. This output comes here. This output comes here. So it goes into C now. Now you listen me. I'm giving the input here. I'm giving the output. Another input here. So this goes into the section 1. This goes into section 2. Section 1 consists of different logic. Section 2 consists of different logic. So the number of resources involved in section 1 is different from number of resources involved in section 2. For example, there may be 5 AND gates. There may be 1 flip-flop. For example, I am writing, there may be 10 OR gates, correct? And here may be 10 flip-flops and maybe 100 OR gates. Because if both are same, then why we should go for one more section, correct? No? So now what happened? The total processing and propagation delay required by this section is different from the total delay of this section now. But however, what happened? This output will be going here. This output also will be going here. This fellow can generate the output well before than this fellow. or time, this section requires less time, depends upon the internal resources. Now, what happened? Suppose if this section requires 5 microsecond, for example, this section requires 1 microsecond, for example, then this section completes its outputs after 1 microsecond, then the output will go there. After 5 microsecond, only this output will come here. In between, this AND gate will produce the wrong result or malfunction. It performs a malfunction now. So from that 1 second to 5 second, whatever C is available is not correct. Correct? No, it is not the true output. It is the wrong output or false output now. You cannot go for control based on the time because there are so many sections involving now. This is directly coming here. In some other cases, this will go to some other section here. That section will work. Some more section will work. Some more section will work. Will finally we go for manual floor planning. Manual floor planning in the sense, I am going to route this output internally with some more delay here, such a way to compensate this 5 second, this 5 second now. Therefore, after every 5 second, the output will be available here and here simultaneously. So whatever the output is available here is correct. Whatever the output is available here is correct now. So two things are there. One is just you can increase the propagation delay. You can increase the propagation delay to compensate that time delay such a way that the AND gate will get the output simultaneously, correct output simultaneously. That is one way. Another way is increasing the propagation delay in between the gates or in between the sections now, because some AND gates are there, you thoda increase the delay now, right? In that gate, that is one way. Another way is suppose in the section 1, the AND gate is chosen at this point. For example, this AND gate is chosen now. But what I am going to do, instead of allowing the tools to do this AND gate, I am going to use this AND gate now. Correct? No? This AND gate now, then this OR gate now. You got the
Sir,
idea,
not
no?
visible,
So
sir.
what happened? Input will go to this AND.
Not
Now
visual. Not visual, sir. It's blurry, hazy.
I do not know why it is coming like that. Now also it is not clear.
Network problem, sir.
Network issues, sir. Because of network.
What about others? Others are getting clear image or what?
No, sir.
No, sir.
What?
No, sir.
No,
Then
sir.
I will bring the camera down. I will bring the camera down. We will see them. Now is it fine now? Now how is now?
No,
No, sir.
no, sir.
Not clear.
Sir, network problem.
So because of network issues, sir.
Acha. 1 second. I will move to my mobile phone. Then I will see. One second. I will switch it to another network. We will see that. This is the big problem. Any improvement is there? Any improvement is there now?
It's
sir, it
more,
is not,
No,
sir.
sir.
more worse.
More worse now. 1 second. I will connect it to. Is there or same now? Hello? Hello? Hello, Vaishnavi? Now how is the quality now?
It is still blurred,
It's
sir.
Blurred
blurred.
only, yeah? Wait. If I disconnect this one now, then 1 minute, I
But
will
it
No,
will
actually, the text is very small, and however, it is being quite tough to read that.
hello, Vaishnavi, how is now?
Sir, it's
Hello?
still blurred, sir.
Acha, now I am not in Wi-Fi also. I am in the cable only now. Then maybe network problem. Thoda, I will draw. Now also blood only. Now,
Yes, sir. It's still blurred.
what is the reason then? Maybe network issue.
So the size of the font should be increased, sir. There
Okay,
it might be.
right. Fine. I will do like that then. I will manage like this. Okay. You now you check now. Now, can you able to see now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Now look here. Now look. So the something. Suppose this is section 1. This is section 2. Section 1, section 2. So the tool have selected this component, right? This component. But what I am doing manually, I am selecting this one. I am keeping this AND gate here. Then this OR gate here. Then again one more AND gate maybe somewhere here. Then again OR gate here. So my input will go there. Then it propagate this much distance. Then again it will come back here. It will go here. Correct? No? So something like that it will come. Then finally that output will go to the AND gate now. You got the idea, no? So this is the reason why do we go for manual floor planning now. That means in order to purposely introduce some delay, or because a tool will select the optimum. Always tool will select the optimum time, but in order to introduce additional time, this will introduce some hazards. All those things we will see later. Hazards issue, asynchronous issues will be there. Therefore, we go for manual floor planning. How do we do manual floor planning? So after your programming, you can open the internal architecture of your FPGA in the software. So that option will show you what are all the CLPs chosen for this application. You can keep your mouse there. You can track there, and you can change the CLP also, right? You understand now? That we will do while we do the experiment in the lab. So this is the idea. How do we go for manual floor planning and reason for going for the manual floor planning? You understood now? Okay, good. Next move.
Sir, not understood.
Fine. Now we move into
Sir,
our yes.
I have a doubt. Suppose if we are getting an input from 8-bit register, and the MSB of that register is the parity bit, and at the output side we only require the complement of that parity. So
Okay.
at the output we need to connect we connect a vector, or we can use a bit to get the output.
Okay, very good. Okay. See, his question is this one only. Very nice. This is the input now. This is the input now. There are 8 bits. But I needed to do some internal logic. Finally, I need only one output. I need only one output now, right? This is Y. But this is X. X is 7:0 now. X is a vector of 8-bit length, right? No? X of 0, X of 1, X of 2, X of 3. Question is, how do we map the 8-bit into single bit now? Right, 8-bit into single bit now. Again, it depends the logic now. Two ways are there. One way is, see, suppose Y is equal to, Y is a bit now. This is a bit now, only one bit now. One bit clear, we should not draw this cross line. If you do not draw the cross line, means it is understood single bit, right? If you draw the cross line, then you should indicate how many bits are there. So Y is equal to, I'm writing X of 7. Y is equal to X of 7. Now, this is one option now. That means in the vector, I am loading only one position of the vector, right? Maybe X of 7 or maybe X of 6, X of 0 or X of 1, X of 2, whatever is our interest to know, I am loading into a single bit now. That loading is possible now. Another one is, as per the logic here, I am writing Y is equal to X of 7, X of 7, explosive OR gate, X of 6, explosive OR gate, and so on, X of 0. The logic itself will introduce only one bit now, ultimately. Correct, no? Because we are interested only in finding the parity as he said. So I have 8-bit word, maybe the odd parity in the 8-bit or maybe the even parity in the 8-bit. So I am loading the 8-bit into it. I am interested how many ones are there. That is my interest ultimately now, right? Odd number of ones are there or even number of ones are there. Therefore, I am sending into the series of explosive OR gate. Correct, no? This equation is something like this. X of 7 and X of 6 goes into one explosive OR gate. Then that output and X of 5 goes into another explosive OR gate. But in FPGA, there is no series explosive OR gate. In parallel, you can design one explosive OR gate can get n number of inputs. It is something like this. This is one explosive OR gate. Correct, no? You can load n number of inputs there now. This is X of 7. This is X of 6 and so on. This is X of 0 now. So 125 bits can be loaded simultaneously into one explosive OR gate. So the software will choose the explosive OR gate accordingly. So simultaneously everything will work. But however, output will be only one, no? So depends upon your logic, you need to manage internally how to load the n number of inputs into the single output. You got the idea, no? Sometimes a single input into the n number of outputs also now by appending some other logics. For example, suppose I am giving here one input here, another input here. This is A, this is B. It goes into one NOT gate. This goes into another NOT gate. Correct, no? But these two will simultaneously going into one vector. Right? So C is the vector. A, B is the bit. C is the vector of 1 down to 0. 1 is to 0 now, right? So in that case, no, suppose C is C is a vector now. C is equal to not of A into not of B now. That is a concatenation operator. So not of A in the concatenation means it will club. It will club 2 bits together. So C is a vector of size 2 bits. A is a bit, B is a bit, not of A, not of B. I am concatenating. Therefore, C will be loaded with a vector. You understand, no? So this is the way how we needed to handle the bit into vector, vector into bit, right? Bit logic into vector logic into bit logic. Any clear now? Any more questions? Okay, good. Shall I move? Okay, fine. Now we move into the design. Listen carefully. Now, as I told you on the day, in our previous lecture, we have seen two things. One is your combinational circuit, right? One is the combinational circuit. I will use combinational circuit. Another one is the sequential circuits. Another one is the sequential circuits. Combinational circuits and sequential circuits. The combinational circuit means no any further classification, so it is only the combinational circuit. But whereas the sequential circuits, two are there. One is a synchronous sequential circuit, asynchronous sequential circuit. Asynchronous sequential circuit. Asynchronous means opposite. Asynchronous sequential circuits now. We take the combinational circuit first. Suppose this is one circuit, one FPGA. I have some inputs here, right? This is my output Y. Maybe A, B, here, Y is the some logical function of A comma B, right? Some logical function of A comma B. The function depends the application, correct? The function depends the applications. We cannot okay. The Y is the f of A comma B means the A and B is the variable here and Y is the output. This function is any logical functions, maybe AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, simple application. If you take some other application, then a lot of big combinations, A dash, B dash, plus S naught, Y dash, some logic will be there, correct? Some logic will be there in this case now. Y equal to f of A comma B in the combinational circuits. If I change the A from 0 to 1, right, or B from 0 to 1, or 1 to 0, vice versa, simultaneously A and B are 1 by 1. If I make any changes here, immediately the output will be changed. Immediately in the sense, we neglected processing and propagation delay here. We neglected here, right? We forgot it. Means we assumed that that is in the order of some few nanosecond. We are ready to compromise that delay. The delay is not the matter in our design, right? So when I change it from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, then immediately it will propagate through the circuit. Then the output will be changed now. Output will be changed now. That means whenever your output is the direct combination of your inputs, direct combination of logical combination of your inputs, this what we call the combinational circuits. We don't have any control over it other than changing the input and output. Other than changing the input and output now, right? Because this is coming from somewhere, some previous section of the design of our application, right? And this also will go to somewhere, some other sections for control, display, transmission, whatever it is. But in this circuit, same thing is there, right? This is the circuit again, FPGA, again two inputs are there, A comma B, again one output is there, Y, but one more input will come there. That input may be clock or enable, right, or disable, or control, or manager. You can give so many names to it, but that fellow is a very important person now, right? We can call so many: control, clock, enable, disable pin, right, master control, manager control, whatever it is, but that person has some operation over the entire function of our logical things. That means, look now, this is A, B, like the previous case, I'm changing this A to 1, 0 to 1, or 1 to 0, right? Then Y is here. This Y will not be immediately changed because this section, this person, this input will not allow the transition of your logical changes into the output terminal. You can put control in between, right? You can control in between. That the control depends the input of this third person. The third input is will not involve in the logical combination of your operation. You understand the idea, no? In this equation also, Y is equal to some function of A comma B only, right? It is not the function of the another input, maybe CLK. We call it as a CLK. Clock is not the input here. Clock is not the input here, but it is the control input. It is a control person, controlling person or managing person, time management person. but this input will not involve in the logical operation. You understand now? It is not the matter of logical combination. So still your y is equal to some function of a comma b only, but this fellow will have control over it. Therefore, we need to have one more section called memory. Memory. Nothing but a flip-flop. Nothing but a register. Nothing but a register now. That means memory is constructed by register, constituted by the register. Register is nothing but a flip-flops. Right? All together called memory unit now. Now look here, in between we are going to introduce one section here that what we call the memory unit. Again the memory unit is consist of combinational circuits only, because flip-flop is by AND gate, OR gate only, or by NAND gates only now. But the way how we are going to wire the NAND gates will lead it to the memory device. We can design one memory device by properly wiring the AND gates, OR gates now, because that is such a combination, such a wiring has states. Right? Transition state, permanent state, stable state, unstable state now, because it will go to sudden state and get locked into that state now. Such a way we are going to wire the basic gates. So there is a state now, present state and future state. Present state and next state now. Therefore, it is called the memory unit now. Memory unit will be introduced in the sequential circuits. The idea is, if the output depends on the logical combination as well as the real time, it is called sequential circuits. Sequential circuits in the sense the operation will be in some sequence now. The sequence will be managed by the clock or by the enable or by the latch. It is also called latch. Latch. If it is the flip-flop, it is called a clock. If it is a latch, it is called enable. It is called enable now, right? So that goes into this section now. Therefore, your entire operation will be managed by the logical combination of the input as well as the real time. The real time is important here. Clock in the sense it is a real time. Enable in the sense it is a real time. It is a matter of time, right? No, at an instant you are going to apply the clock. At an instant you are going to enable. At the instant you are going to disable now. So it is a matter of real time, right? But this input is not involving in the logical operation, but it has the control over your entire operation. Over your entire operation, that what we call the sequential circuits. Sequential circuits. Since the sequential circuits work for the real time, there are different possibility of operations. One is, suppose this is the clock. One second. Sir, class में है, I will call you after 15 minutes. हमारा डिपार्टमेंट के लिए मैं कॉल करेंगे आफ्टर 15 मिनट्स. हाँ, ठीक है. Hello. So now look here. So this is the clock we are applying here. This is the clock. Right. Now look here. This input, the third input we are telling now for sequential circuits, that input will be either 0 or either 1, correct? Right? And the transition rising time and the transition falling time now. The transition falling time now. So you can design the circuit in the sequential case to respond or to do its task or to transfer the output or its intermediate stage into the output or to perform its task either for logic 0 or for logic 1 or for rising edge or for falling edge now. That means your sequential circuits can respond for these 4 different levels. You understand now? So that is in our design. This freedom is given only in the VLSI technology. In the MSI technology, that circuit will work only for the rising edge, not even for the falling edge now. But in VLSI technology, that freedom is given to the designer. The way you want, you can design the circuits. Some sections you can operate it if the logic 0 is there. Some sections you can operate if the logic 1 is there. Some sections you can operate for the rising edge only. Some sections you can operate for the falling edge only now. Therefore, two more classification is there in the VLSI technology, particularly for FPGA. One is a level trigger, another one is the edge trigger. Level trigger, another one is the edge trigger. Level trigger and edge trigger. The level trigger is again two types. That is logic 0 and logic 1 now. Logic 1 now. And edge trigger is again two types. One is a rising edge. Another one is the falling edge. Rising edge and falling edge now, right? So that means your sequential circuits can respond for any kind of these inputs. Maybe level trigger or the edge trigger. If your circuit is working for the level trigger, that what we call the latch based memory. Latch based memory. And if the circuit is working for the edge trigger, that is called a flip flop based memory. Based memory now, flip flop based memory. So latch will work for only levels. Latch will not work for the edges, but a flip flop will work for the edges, right? When we see the designs, you will understand a very clear idea. How latch, how flip flops. So latch ke liye enable is there, disable is there, but flip flop ke liye rising edge is there, falling edge is there. Falling edge is there. In VLSI technology, your design can work for all these four. All these four, because it is a matter of time. It is a matter of time. It is a matter of time in the sense, see, this is my real time. This is my real time. Right. I'm giving the clock. Suppose I'm giving the clock something like this. 0, 1, 0, 1 now. So like that I'm giving the clock now. So it is a real time. This time is running here, right now. For example, if I take here, this is 9 o'clock. This is a 9.5 second. This is 9.6 second. This is 9.7 second. This is 9.8 second. For example, 9.8 second now. See, at 9.5 second, I'm applying the rising edge. At 9.6 second, I'm giving the falling edge now. So therefore, before 9.5 second, I can do a particular task for level 0. And exactly at 9.5 second, I can trigger some sections in the FPGA for the rising edge. And I can do some more task for the level 1. And I can do some more task for the level, falling edge. Now I can repeat this operation. So in FPGA, you can perform the operation for all these four levels, based on all these four levels. So you are writing in the design, if level 0, do this task. If rising edge, do this task. If level 1, do this task. If level falling edge, do this task. Then you repeat it. All four edges can be used only in the VLSI technology, not in the MSI technology. Therefore, your computation is at very high speed now. So one clock can be used for 4 different tasks, 4 different operations. So logic 0, you are doing something. Rising edge, you are doing something. Logic 1, you are doing something. And logic 0, you are doing something. Then you are repeating. Understand now? But total delay of your process that you triggered for the logic 0 should not exceed this much amount of time now. Should not exceed this much amount of time in the sense, for example, I triggered one operation. Suppose I am taking now time. This is suppose I am taking some time for your understanding. This may be 2 microsecond, for example. 2 microsecond. On period is 2 microsecond. And this off period also another 2 microsecond. Therefore, total time is equal to 4 microsecond. And the frequency is equal to 1 divided by 4 into 10 power 6 second. 1 divided by 4 into 10 power 6 second. Correct? No? This is the frequency here now. For this rising edge, I enabled one process. Right? I enabled one process. When I triggered one process now. Now that process is working inside. That process is working inside now, right? And when I come back to this rising edge, again I may trigger the same process. So before this time, that process should complete its task and should ready for the next input and do its task now. Till this time or some more time, if the process 1 is working, then again I am coming back and trigger the same circuit when the circuit is busy with the previous input. You understand the idea now? So you have to manage, you have to ensure the time management that when I am going to use the triggering rising edge as well as the falling edge, the process which is triggered for the rising edge should complete its task before the arrival of the next rising edge now. That means when you are applying the next rising edge, you are going to trigger the section for new input, new set of inputs. Same logical, same operation, but input will be different. Correct? No? So that you have to manage it. Designers to manage now. This is what we call the time management. Time management is a very important factor in the high speed such a design. So using the FPGA now. Just 1 minute. Hello? Sir, I am in the lecture, sir. Now, can you call me after 20 minutes, please? Thank you. Okay. So you understand, no, that we have to manage. But as we progress, you will understand the importance of this management and how to do such a management, right? When we go into the real design, you will get the idea how to manage. Time management is very important because you are going to put so many components, so many sections inside the FPGA. Million into million gates you are going to use now. Billion into billion sections will be created inside the FPGA because lot of resources are available now. So there will be plenty of sections, there will be a plenty of gates now. So time management is very much important. But as we progress, you will understand how to manage the time in our design or while making the designs now, right? You understand now? So the sequential circuits ultimately classified into level-based trigger, edge-based trigger. In level-based may logic 0, logic 1, or rising edge, falling edge. Same thing you can write now. For example, suppose X is the control. This is the clock. Clock is the control input. In the design, if clock equal to 0, then do this task. This is the level 0. This is the level 0. End if. So whatever you are writing inside now will be performed in the FPGA. Whatever you are writing in the FPGA, if clock equal to 0, then end if no. So whatever you are writing inside will be done whenever the clock is at 0. Whenever the clock is at 0. Another one, if clock equal to 1, then do these things end if. So whatever is here will parallelly happen now. So if clock equal to 0, do this one. End if. One more place, if clock equal to 0, do this one. So for the level 0, you can operate several operations inside the FPGA simultaneously now. So that is called parallel processing. Parallel processing is possible only in the FPGA now, right? Then if clock equal to 1 means logic 1 trigger. And if rising edge of, rising underscore edge of clock, then do something. End if now. So now this operation will happen whenever the rising edge is coming. In the same way, if falling edge of a clock, then do this operation. So level 0 you are doing some task, level 1 you are doing some task, rising edge you are doing some task, falling edge you are doing some task, and the everything is possible in the FPGA. Therefore, it is called a ultra speed device. But in your MSI device, you can do only for the rising edge. Whenever the rising edge comes, one instruction will be executed. Only one instruction will be executed. But here, plenty of instruction will be executed. Plenty of process can happen simultaneously for all these 4 levels. You understand now? So this is the sequential designs now. How are we going to design the combinational? How are you going to implement in FPGA? How are you going to design the sequential? How are you going to implement FPGA? And then we move into application. Right, we will take different real-time application and then implement it in the FPGA now. So the idea is by using the combinational circuits alone, you cannot do any real-time applications. And using the sequential circuits alone, you cannot fulfill any real-time applications. You need to combine them together. Some sections will be combinational, some sections will be sequential. Okay, but you needed to distribute everything. So in the FPGA, so many modules will be there. We needed to manage everything over the time. Timing is important here. Everything is in the time only. Everything is time only. It is something like that. I will enable Sampurna, you read the input. So she will be busy in reading the input. Then Sai, you add the input, right? Then you multiply the input. You take the complement input, right? So it will be, I am the manager. So I am called engine. I am called state machine. My name is called state machine or state engine. State engine or state machine now. Or it is also called finite state machine, FSM. Finite state machine. State machine, state engine, finite state machine, all are same now. That person is the master person. That person sits there and assigns the task into so many slaves. So many slaves, every slaves will be for specific task, specific computation. Master knows what the task of this section and when that fellow should be triggered, when that fellow should be assigned to the input, right? So master is the finite state machine or the state engine. State engine is required there. That state engine will take care of entire computations now. So when the input will come, when the filter should be enabled, when the amplifier should be enabled, when the output should be disabled here, when latch out, when latch in, when trigger, writing, everything will be managed by the finite state machine now, or state engine, right? Okay, fine. Now, as I told you, we need to club them together now. We need to club them together. Then only you can have any real-time applications for any requirements. Fine? Okay. Now, we have 2 minutes time. So we go to the combinational circuits. We take simple combinational circuit and see the designs. First we finish the combinational, then we go to the sequentials, right? Suppose we take one simple adder, right? Simple adder circuit. Adder, right?
We are unable to see, sir.
Fine. Okay. I also do not know why it is something.
Okay,
like
sir.
this.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Adder circuit now. There are so many adders, right? One is, what are the adders? Do you know? Tell me, anybody? You might have studied, no? One is,
Serial adder, parallel.
very good. Serial adder,
Parallel adder.
parallel adder.
Carry look ahead adder.
Very good. Carry look ahead adder.
Carry adder.
What adder?
Ripple carry adder.
Both
Ripple carry adder is a carry look at adder.
together,
Both are
same.
same.
Yes.
Carry will be rippled there. Carry look ahead adder. Any more adder you know?
Carry propagation.
And this one only. This one only. No more adder is there. Only the 3 types of adders are there. Don't think too much, right? One is the serial adder, parallel adder, and carry look ahead adder, ripple carry adder, or fast adder. This is also called a fast adder, right? Why it is called a fast adder? Because the subsequent section will not wait for the carry. Will not wait for the carry, right? Okay, fine. Now I'm telling you, in subtraction, multiplication, division, everything will be done in addition only in the digital domain, right? You keep one thing in your mind, DSP processor is almost gone. It died. Microcontroller, microprocessor, then next to microcontroller, then the people developed a lot of signal processor. TMS320, right? No? So lot of signal processing IC came up. But nowadays, no any separate DSP processor. Everything is in FPGA only now. So that DMS series, that specifically for DSP application processor is not there nowadays. Everything is mingled with the FPGA only. So FPGA you can build your DSP or your combinational, your sequential, your control, image processing, speech processing, voice processing. Everything can be built inside the FPGA nowadays, right? So we will see the parallel adder now. How do we implement the parallel adder? What are all the register size required? How do we do it in the FPGA now, right? Time up now. Can we take time or what? Lecture is there now, Vaishnavi?
No, sir. Actually, it is postponed to 12 to 1.
Okay. Then just we will see this one. Then we will finish. Right. Look now. Adder. I will see the parallel adder. Then we go to the serial adder now. Look here. And so on. This is the A of 0. This is A of B of 0. A of 0, B of 0. A of 1, B of 1. A of 2, B of 2. And finally here A of n minus 1, B of n minus 1. Then the carry will come here, carry will come here, that carry will propagate. So finally, I'm getting here S of 0, S of 1, S of 2, S of n minus 1, S of n minus 1. Then finally, the carry, final carry will come out here, C of n will come out here, right? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So look here. Now our intention is I'm going to add A of 0, A of 1 and so on, A of n minus 1 with B of 0, B of 1 and so on, B of n minus 1 now. This is idea plus order. This is called parallel order, right? Because parallelly we are going to add the bits, right? I take one example. Suppose 1 1 0 1. I need to add with the 0 1 1 1 1 like this, right? Order. So normally we go for parallel order, right? So you add now 1 plus 1 0. Then the carry will come here. Then 1 plus 1 0. That the carry will come here. 1 plus 1 plus 1 1 1. So 1 will come here. The carry will come here. Then 1 plus 1 plus 1 1 here. This is the another carry now. The first idea is the carry is here propagated to the subsequent sections. Carry is propagated to the subsequent sections. If carry is not there, then 0 will propagate, right? No, 0 will propagate. One thing. Second thing, whenever we want to add n bit A with n bit B to store the result, we need a n plus 1 bits. We need n plus 1 bits now. So whenever you are adding in the digital, particularly in FPGA, if you add a 5 bit with the 5 bit, result can be stored only in the 6 bit register. If you want to store in the 5 bit register, it will show you error. It will show you error because you cannot load. You cannot load the 5 bit addition, 5 bit plus 5 bit equal to 5 bit again. So we need 6 bits now, right? So that adder will always have one additional bit to store the final carry. That may be 0 or that may be 1. Depends upon the value of the arithmetic, value of the addition at that instant of time, right? So this is one thing. Second thing is we call this order is a parity bit order. So whenever I am adding this bit plus this bit with this bit, I do not have any carry. Therefore, the first stage can be half order. First stage of in the parallel order can be half order, and the second order should be the full order. Third order should be the full order, and last order should be the full order, because there is a chance to get a carry from this order. Therefore, it will come to the subsequent order now. So first order is the half order, and remaining all the orders will be the full order now. Nothing wrong in designing the first order, also using the full order, making the carry as a 0. Making the carry as a 0, nothing wrong, right? But it requires additional resources, that's all, right? Now look. Now this is the idea, how are we going to design now? Even though this order is called your full order, or I mean parallel order, that means this is the FPGA. This red color wala inside the box is the FPGA now. It is the FPGA, right? It is the FPGA in the sense this circuit will be created inside the FPGA, and these are all the external inputs. Maybe we are giving
Sampurna here, sir.
Kya?
Sampurna, sir.
Tell me, Sampurna.
Sir, Dheere sir just called me. He is asking to join his class, sir.
Okay. Acha. Okay, no problem. We will stop at this instant. We will continue then next week.
Okay,
Fine,
sir.
fine. Acha. Okay. That is for quantum also, no?
Yes, sir. Laser, sir.
Laser. Okay, fine. We will stop then now. Huh? Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you then. Thank you. We stop. Thank you. We'll continue. Any more questions you can ask me?
Yes.